Now question of the day. Our motto: determine frictional force and acceleration of the block. Mu(s) and mu(k) given. First of all, that force is resolving two direction. Okay, simply if this one is represent like that one, so you can say that, okay, that angle 37. Clear? So you can say that angle also 37. Okay, very simple. After that, component of 500 Newton along x direction is 500 cos 37, and here 500 sin 37. Cos 37 is how much? 0.8. So 500 into 0.8, that is how much? 400 Newton. And now 500 into 0.6 is how much? That is 300 Newton. Clear or not? So basically they are 500 Newton resolving two component in x and y. In x direction is how much? Simply 400. In y direction means upward is how much? 300. Clear or not? Clear or not? So look here, first of all you can make here and here, this one is a 400 Newton and this one is a 300 Newton. Clear? Okay. After that, look here, normal force applied by wall on 5 kg block, that is N1. mg always will act on downward direction, that is 12 into g. For simplicity point of view, g is taken 10. Okay, g is taken 10, then that is 120 Newton. Clear? Frictional force in which direction? First of all, focus on what about applied force direction. If net applied force direction upward, then frictional force downward. If net applied force in downward, then frictional force upward. Clear? Look here, first of all, this block is not moving along x-axis. So net force in x-axis is how much? 0. So you can say that N1 this is equal to how much? Simply 400 Newton. Clear or not? Here N1 and this in this direction 400. So N1 this is equal to 400 balance. Clear? After that, look here. What about net force in y direction? Which one is higher? 300 higher than this one, means 300 minus 120. So you can say that 180. Okay, 180 Newton in which direction? Upward direction. It means frictional force work always opposite to the net force. So represent like that one. Clear? So how can determine F? Simply look here very carefully. First of all, determine Fs or FL basically. FL means mu(s) into N1. Mu(s) is how much? 0.4. N1 is how much? Simply 400. So we got how much? Simply 160 Newton FL. And what about Fk? Fk is how much? Simply mu(k) into N1. Mu(k) is 0.3 into, that is 400. So that is 120 Newton. Clear? Now, unbalanced force in which direction? Upward or downward? Simply upward direction. So frictional force develop in this direction. Okay. So if you make another unbalanced force F net, frictional force act in this direction. Clear or not? Okay, represent here, not here. F. Clear? So this block is moving or not decided by net force and frictional force, limiting frictional force. Net force is how much? 180, and limiting frictional force 160. So this force is greater than that one. It means this block is moving in which direction? Upward. So suppose that block is moving upward with acceleration A. So according to Newton's second law, unbalanced force means net force minus frictional force Fk, this is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass is how much? 12 and acceleration is A. So A this is equal to 180 minus 100 during motion which frictional force act? Kinetic, so 120 divided by 12. So 60 divided by 12. So we got how much? 5 meter per second square. So acceleration of the block is how much? 5 meter per second square. And during motion, which frictional force act? Simply kinetic frictional force. Okay. So kinetic frictional force is how much? Simply 120 Newton. Clear or not? The final answer 120 Newton frictional force, and that frictional force name is kinetic frictional force, and acceleration of the block 5 meter per second square upward direction. Clear?